Good evening. Good evening, everybody. This is Queen Can, your royal independent leader of intellect, also known as, newly as, the Caramel Goddess. I like that one. I'm so happy to be here with you guys this evening. It's 12 o'clock. It's nice and late, but it's still pretty early for the nighttime. And I think this is a good crowd. I think this is a good time to talk about a few things. And I just have a few things I want to talk about. I just celebrated my 35th birthday, so I'm very happy about that. Let's see if I know how to do the applause on here. I think I did it. Okay, did you guys hear an applause? I celebrated my 35th birthday and I'm excited because I'm not one of those people who are nervous about getting older. I'm excited about it. You know, my mother always told me that you get older or you die, so I don't know if I have much room there to bargain. So I'm celebrating my 35th birthday. It means to me that I'm in my 8th year, in my master executive, master planning year, and that I'm going to be doing lots of creating, and that I'm going to be doing that unlimited. It's going to be free and it's going to be exciting. Like jumping on today and creating this podcast tonight. It was new and it's something I've been wanting to do as far as talking. But you know how that goes. So what I want to talk about is really this whole cucumber viral sensation thing that's been going on. And I think that everybody on this call should know what that is, but for the few people who may not, okay, so basically women are having oral sex with cucumbers on video, and it's all over Instagram. Now, I was discussing this with my brother over this vacation I just had, celebrating my birthday, celebrating my mom's birthday in New York, and we had a quick conversation. Before I get into what I, may have to say about it, there's a few people that I saw videos before I really even saw the challenges. I saw like one video that my brother showed me, and then I listened to some commentary. Reginae Carter, Lil Wayne's daughter, she's a grown woman now, right? And so she posted a video basically saying that she thought it was pretty pathetic. She used the word childish. She thought the videos of women performing, oral sex on these cucumbers for likes, I suppose, was degrading. What was some of the words that she used? So she said childish, dirty, losers, and she really had something to say about how it affects or how it may affect, their daughters, because she grew up with her parents in the industry. So she has an opinion on that. She, says she was affected by a lot of the things that her parents did. So she felt really strongly about that. So that's what she had to say. Kash Doll. I'm not really familiar with Kash Doll, but I see, because of Tashina Arnold's daughter, that she has this song called, Ice Me Out. Ice Me Out. Like, okay, so that's all I know of her, really. And what she had to say was basically, we should keep it cute, keep it classy. We're queens out here. And, spitting on cucumbers is taking it too far. So the last person that I'm going to tell you who has something to say about this cucumber challenge, where these women are essentially performing oral sex. Yes, oral sex on cucumbers. I saw bananas. I mean, they really doing it. I mean, hey, we're going to talk about how I feel about it in a second. But this is what they're doing. So, Amber Rose, everybody knows who Amber Rose is. This is Kanye West's, girlfriend that he got out of the strip clubs in Philly, I believe. White girl that everybody was so obsessed about. She's now doing this whole pro slut walk thing, and you can't slut shame. So that's who Amber Rose is. So of course her stance is, she gave a little cute story about how she asked her man about it, and he acted like he didn't know what the challenge was. Which, why are people fronting? Like, he's a grown man. People can watch what they want to watch. Like, can we discuss it? Like, why does it have to be so much shame when people are just they're watching things. Now, people have obsessions. Maybe they shouldn't be watching certain things, but people are grown, and you can't stop grown people from participating in activities they want to participate in. You really shouldn't. You should let everybody, live their best life. And that's what they want to do. It's not hurting anybody. Let them watch what they want to watch. Let them scroll on what they want to scroll on. Let them like a picture if they want to like a picture. Anyway, I digress. Anywho, so, she had a discussion with her dude, and, she was keeping it cute in her conversation, saying basically she couldn't do what the girls were doing with these cucumbers and, that kind of thing. But she said that she didn't appreciate people shaming these girls. Okay, again, she has this whole slut shaming angle that she's on. Okay, so we talked about Reginae Carter and how she felt about it. She called these girls pathetic. They were dirty. I'm sure you have your opinion about it. This is what I have to say. Now, again, I started this out telling you when I posted about it, is cucumbers in the image of black women. I am a quote unquote black woman. We won't get into, the deeper levels of that. We're going to keep it surface enough so that I won't, lose people. So we're talking about cucumbers in the image of black women. Okay. So these women are on these platforms and basically showing off their skills on how they can please a man, right? Okay. Now, why is that something to be shown in such a public way? There's even platforms for that, because at the end of the day, they might as well be sucking on a penis. I mean, I don't really see the difference. Everybody has their opinion. I don't see a difference between sucking on a penis and sucking on a banana when you're on a forum like that. Okay? Everybody's thinking about a penis. Nobody's thinking about that you're sucking a banana. People are just thinking about you sucking a penis. So that's what, whoever's watching, young and old, that's what they're seeing. That's the image. That's what it is. Secondly, okay, this is what we're doing. Now, on one side, people can learn from this, right? Let's just move it to another platform, because this is where we are. But now, let's go to another level. How can we be mad at these end product things that pop up? Like, women just disrespecting themselves blatantly like that, one can say. How do we focus on the end result and not focus on the avenues that have gotten us here? Okay? And I don't mean to pick on Cash Doll. I'm not picking on Cash Doll, but we're going to use Cash Doll as an example. Okay? The energy is producing the results of us watching these women sucking dick on Instagram. Okay? They didn't just start sucking dick out of nowhere. Okay? There is an energy that says that this is okay. Okay? So, who is helping to proliferate or to multiply this energy? Let's start at some of these industries. Let's talk about the music that we listen to and what it does. Let's talk about what the lyrics are promoting. Now, everybody is grown and everybody can make decisions and choices, but there is a difference between one who is able to make those decisions and choices and a person who is brainwashed in the dark and doesn't know any better, and they're just taken away with these tides of lyrics and music. So people can keep talking and be on this rhetoric that, oh, it's just music, oh, it doesn't matter. But if you're telling my daughter, my 15, my 14, my 13, my 12, 10, 9, 8, 7-year-old that, busted wide open, all of this rhetoric, this same rhetoric of being a hoe, and, that's what you have to do to garnish the attention of men, what do you expect? So we can keep pretending as if it doesn't matter who is on the other side of the airway. We can keep pretending that. So we can keep turning a blind eye, and then your daughter is going to be popping up on Instagram sucking dick. Hey, I'm just saying, it's 12 o'clock. We can talk like this because I don't have time to play around with it. Okay? So I'm not shaming the women that are showing us the mirror, that are giving us the images. You know, I'm not shaming them because it's a whole epidemic. It's not one person that we can blame it on. You can go and you can talk trash to these women and you can talk about them until, you know, the cows come home or whatever the thing is that you say, you know, until whoever comes home. However, that's not going to solve the problem. We are talking about the people who have the ability to formulate queens, to produce a woman of high stature, to produce a thinking woman, or we can continue to empower the people who are interested in producing bitches and hoes that perform fellatio on Instagram. Okay, so I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be so rough. But this is what it is. Again, I'm not judging the women. And, you know, some of them can do miraculous things, you know, but some of them in my stomach turn. There's a place for everything. Now, also, you know, we're in the society where this is the opposite of what happens when you try to stifle the female sexual energy and you try to use it for your profit. So everyone wants to utilize the sexiness of a woman. Everyone wants to benefit from it. But when the women start to turn the tables and use that, then it's a problem. Or when we want to benefit from it, then it's an issue. That's not how it works. But because we have done that for so long, now we're going to have the opposite exaggerated effect of that. But it's nothing wrong with women being sexy. Let's be clear on that. There's nothing wrong with a woman using, you know, whatever it is that she has that has been given to her by source to profit. If that's the lane that she feels like that she's supposed to be in, if that's her purpose, then hey, to each their own. It may not be for me. You know, I'm looking to do something else, you know, but everybody has the right to create and produce as they see fit. That's free will. So I'm not standing here to say people can't do X, Y, and Z. What I'm saying is if you want to produce a generation of queens, then we may want to do things another way. But if you're not interested in that, if you're interested in having a whore of a daughter, if you're interested in having a whore of a wife, then hey, go with that. Good on you, mate. But when people pop up sucking dick on Instagram, this is what it is. It's just going to get worse. So people shouldn't be up in arms about it. This is what the culture has dictated. We've allowed people to program and state what, you know, the image of black women are going to be, what it's going to be. And then, you know, we're just following along. You know, people are placed in front of us and, you know, they look like they're doing well. They look like the image of success. And then people just follow along. They never take into account, you know, what that's going to look like on them, how they're going to wear that same coat. They never think about the effects of their own lives. So I'm not looking to raise that type of child. I'm not looking to produce those type of, that type of influence. So that whole cucumber challenge, that's on them. That's on them. All I can do is pay attention to what I'm doing and try to make a change there. You can't put your finger, you can't blame individuals for a massive social issue. It's across the culture. We've let this go on for too long. And we continue to support the degradation of women, and particularly the black women. You know, we can go back in time. You know, we don't need to go back that far. We can talk about the comments of Malcolm X, even when he talked about the most disrespected person in America. So, there's a lot of different reasons why people are popping up on Instagram, sucking on cucumbers, sucking on bananas for likes and for giggles. We have this whole infatuation with the derriere in the ass of women as well. Everybody's just ass backwards. And instead of being infatuated with the mind of a woman, instead of being led by the mind of a woman and the wisdom of a woman, we're concerned with hind parts. It's ridiculous. And then we wonder why the state of the community, is projected as it is. We have to take responsibility. So how do we do that? We have to start with ourselves. We have to go inside of ourselves and understand what our individual purpose is, because everyone has a purpose to assist in the problems. That's what you're here for. But until we turn back to ourselves and put the spotlight on ourselves and stop pointing fingers to other people, will we be able to do something about it? We'll then be able to affect our families. We'll then be able to look our family members eye to eye and give them information and give them something that'll help uplift them and move them into a new space so they don't have to follow. Because that's all we're doing. We're following each other. And we're following each other to a place that I'm not going. Because I see no queens there. I see no kings there. So what it boils down to is a lack of confidence. It boils down to a lack of confidence. We're engaging in rhetoric and we're engaging in activities that's damaging to the lifestyle that we say we want to live. It's one thing to, engage in a culture that promotes, having a good time, good music, all of this, fly talk kind of makes you feel confident, but not to the point where we're talking about ourselves as like, what is it? Like a piece of meat. Like I have more to offer than ass, titties, and a mouth. Like, what kind of talk is that? I don't understand. And that's where everything is going. Like, we don't talk about anything beyond the surface. That's where we just stay there. That's one level. When are we going to go past that? And because we're not going past that, we're not able to connect and create anything on a greater level. We're just still talking about alcohol, sex, violence, cars. Like, are you kidding me? I can't believe it. That's not going to get it. Look around. Nobody's happy with that. Okay, so then everybody goes out and everybody shows off of what they got and everything. Then you go back home just as empty as when you left. So that obviously can't be the way. People want to know, no matter what I have going on, I have a smile on my face. There's a joy that's not moved by what's happening around me. What's more sad is I can feel the sadness of others. But I'm in a place there that it is what it is, because I know things just happen just for me to respond to it. But I'm not interested. I'm not interested in just responding. Because I know the reality is God has placed us on this earth with such jewels inside of us that if we just paid a little bit more attention to ourselves and less to the things that's going on around us, we would see our reality change. We would see dreams come true that we've been imagining since we've been young. The time has come that we place more emphasis on those things that are within us instead of the things that are happening around us. It's just getting stranger and stranger. It's just getting weirder and weirder. So I choose not to focus on the things that's going on around me. It really has nothing to do with me. And I find that I never really like to watch other people, because if you watch other people too long, you'll start behaving like them. And in a world where everyone is following everybody else, the best thing you can be, the easiest way to success is authenticity. The very fact that I can pop up and do something new, it puts me in a space that I'm always visible and I always have access. When you stay in the same place and you're rigid and you're unable to move, you limit your access. So those doors that you want to be open so bad, they will not open for you because you refuse to be fluid. You refuse to move. You refuse to have consideration. This world is only going to get stranger and stranger. You know, and it's funny because the very spirits that have the ability to share this information, we don't want to talk to them. We don't want to have anything to do with them. We don't want to believe them because we want to focus on love and hip hop. We want to focus on this whole lifestyle that is not for us. That we don't fit into, that we are not even happy in, but some reason we still focus on it. But the things that we're really meant to do, it keeps eluding us. And we just cannot grasp it. So I brought you here under the premise of talking to you about cucumbers and the image of black women. But that's not all I have for you. At the end of the day, if you want to be free, you have to make change. And before you can make change, you have to be willing to make change. Willing to have a difference of opinion. The difference between me and most of other people that I know is that I have the ability to think something and feel that way and then make the decision that I don't even care that I feel that way. I'm going to let that go. That's consideration. It's not that you're always agreeing with what's being presented to you. You are agreeing with yourself to even allow yourself to consider, to hear, maybe that you might actually overstand something new. This world is very noisy. And it's a lot of things that continue to pop up to tell you that you're not good enough and that you don't deserve it. Everything that you look at tells you you need something else to get there. You're almost there. But no one ever tells you that you're already there. You're already here. There's nothing else to search for. Because we're judging the activities that are occurring around us as the true reality of what's going on. If you want to go to the next level, you're going to have to disconnect yourself and stop paying attention to these issues that are non-issues. You want to save the world. What about saving yourself? What about being free yourself? Everyone is lying to themselves about how they truly feel. Because there is a joy that is undeniable. And as long as we continue to allow anyone to discredit us, no matter what level we on, no matter where we at, you cannot allow people to discredit you. You can't allow people to make you feel less than. I don't care what the statistics say. I don't care what the image is. I don't walk in that. I walk above it. So I don't get the treatment that bitches popping up on Instagram, sucking on cucumbers. I don't get the same treatment as them. Because my energies speak something different. So you don't have to worry about what other people are doing. You do what you're doing. Let them do what they do. It's not offensive. This is just what it is. They're just showing you what they're projecting what their projected reality is. It doesn't have to be yours. I don't have to share in that. Now, if I would like to change it, then I would change myself. And then I can speak to other people how they can change themselves. And then, that's how we teach. But it's not something we even have to really shed light on or give attention to. The only reason I'm speaking about it is because that's the thing that people are attracted to talk to. People want to talk about things like cucumber challenge. People want to talk about the things like Chris Brown saying that, he only want to have sex with black women with good hair. And who cares? Why is that offensive? Why do we have to take offense to everything? What does that have to do with you? If that's what he likes, that's what he likes. But why is every black woman rushing to put a lace front on their head? Why is every black woman rushing to straighten their hair? So is that his fault? That he's talking about what he sees? Are we even loving ourselves? I mean, who's teaching who? If we have to do all of this, I guess you can call it whitewashing to make ourselves feel beautiful, then who is teaching who what they find attractive? At the end of the day, where you find the women in society is where you find society. So when the women are ready to take their rightful place, when the women are ready to treat themselves with respect, when the women are ready to love themselves, when the women are ready to not necessarily stop taking care of other people and start taking care of themselves, but more so start taking care of themselves and let the other people fall in line where they may. Because if I'm taking care of myself, of course I'm taking care of you. A woman who is taken care of, a woman who is in her rightful place, takes care of the entire kingdom, if I may. When did we forget this? Chivalry is a standard. I mentioned that in the post that I wrote, and I hope I didn't lose anybody on my rhetoric tonight. Chivalry. I don't know what people's standards are out here. All I know are my standards. And it's gotten to the point now where people want everything. Because we in this, independent society, where I'm, these women are talking about, I'm just like the man and I can do this and I can do that. Okay. I am a female and I still expect certain type of treatment. So anybody who wants to be a part of a queen's life will approach the throne appropriately. So if people are not willing to take people out on dates and do things that a gentleman does, then they're not worth your time. And there's nothing else to talk about. So I guess people are coming up with their own ways of judging this, but I'm going to stick to the script. Because when you take on a woman, at least the type of woman that I'm talking about, you take on another level of power, another access of power. So there's no mistake in the value of a true queen. So people think that they can even match up monetarily to what a woman is worth. That's crazy. And so some men like to say, like, oh, well, some men are doing this and some men are doing that. And, men should be treated like this too. Then go get you a man. That's what you want. Because that's not, I'm not talking to those people. I'm talking to men who are looking for a true queen. I'm talking to kings. I'm talking to queens. That's who I'm talking to. There's standards and they'll be upheld. It's just some people have allowed and some people have given, and we can't give everything away for free. That is actually the opposite of what we should do. And as long as you know what you're worth, you should always, always, always demand more. Because you know what you're given. There are enough women around here who are giving away everything for free, and you get what you pay for. So I encourage you and I challenge you to raise your standards. So cucumbers are great for juicing. Cucumber juice has some great benefits for you, for your skin, for your cleaning out, detoxing of your body. It also is important to love yourself and make sure you're holding the correct image of yourself every day that you get up and you rise, that you are valuing yourself and that you are putting yourself on a pedestal. Because as you see yourself is how the world will see you. And if we are looking to, quote unquote, change the image of the Black woman, we must change the image of ourselves. There's no way around it. And I'm thankful for my beautiful men who are on the right side of uplifting, encouraging, supporting us. And we're grateful for you. But we are moving toward love in all forms. And I am encouraging my queens to love themselves first. First. Because if you love yourself first, I'm confident and I know that that love will spill over like it always does into everybody else's cup. And any person who cannot see the value of a queen, such as yourself, does not deserve your company. And any person who is not sitting at your table and adding to it does not deserve to be in your presence. Anyone who recognizes your beauty inside and out will always come with a cup, will always come to give and to elevate, and will never come to take, but to enjoy your fruits with you. The love that you hold for yourself will be the love that you're able to give to others. We're not out here putting any expectations on people. We're out here upholding the expectations of self-love. And if we are to create the now that we wish to live in, the now that we wish to raise our children in, the space of peace, the space of abundance, the space of endless joy, the space of love making, the space of laughter, the space of everything and nothing. We have to turn the conversation inward. Me, I turned the conversation inward. And I started focusing on myself. I'm a royal 9, independent 1, leader 1 of spiritual intellect 7. And every day I wake up, all throughout the day, I keep that in the forefront of my mind. I know my numbers, I know my focus, I know the substance of who I am. Do you? I know the significance of the day that I was born. I know the reason why I was born in the month of July. Do you know you? My sisters, my brothers, until we know ourselves, we're undoubtedly engaged in damaging behaviors. And it's not so much of damaging of anybody else as it is ourselves. Like I said, the focus now has to be inward. No one can possibly love someone who does not love themselves. You will see destruction everywhere you go. We must turn the conversation inward, and we must realize who we are. We have, quote unquote, played church too long. And now the church has become almost useless. Where is the church? The church is inside, brothers and sisters. You are the temple of God. And the Ruach, the Holy Spirit, dwells with you. Now, we can decide to walk in our power. We can decide to be all things. We can decide to capitalize on what God has given us, what He's blessed us with. We can be authentic in our power. We can be inspirations to each other. We can motivate each other. We can uplift each other. Or we can die with all of that inside of us. Or we can continue to live in hell on earth instead of heaven. It's a choice. When we get finished paying attention to the flash, when we get finished paying attention to the nothingness, everything that escapes you, we'll still be sitting here with ourselves. And I'm telling you that the place of loving yourself, the place of standing on being who you are and knowing who you are and being confident of that, nothing compares. Because there you meet God. So I don't have to look for a God in the sky. I don't have to look for a God outside of me. I don't look for anyone to tell me I am something. I know who I am. So then I'm not led astray when things occur, when things happen. It's not a surprise. It's not a shock. It is what it is. I'm not affected by the wind when it blows because I'm the queen of the air. You have to know how to fly. And I'm telling you, everything that you are believing for, everything that you're hoping for, if you just give a little consideration, I promise you it's here. I promise you, you have it. But you're going to have to be willing to look inside yourself. Now, I told you, I know my substance. Do you know yours? Ladies and gentlemen, I've had a great evening with you tonight. I'm so thankful that you joined me. This is Queen Can, the Caramel Goddess. I like that one. 2 cups. Y'all not ready for that. 2 cups because I'm too much. Now he want to take a sip. That's a double up. I'm so glad you guys are here with me. You've been listening to Queen of the Air. If you have any questions, email me at iamqueenoftheair@gmail.com. I look forward to talking to you guys again. Love you. God bless. Ciao for now.